All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Monday Night Team Call. And I am Kathy Hellwig, and I'm excited that you've joined us. Bree, you want to go ahead and do some housekeeping?
Yeah. Yes. Hi, everybody. So glad you guys are able to join us this evening. It really means you're serious about growing your isogenics business and you're passionate about what we have here, the gift of isogenics, the gift of freedom, the gift of the secret club that only people will know about if we share it with them. So thank you guys for being on. It's Monday, September 9th. It's almost fall time. I could feel it in the air in Colorado here. And it's my favorite time of year. I think my backyard is the prettiest it will ever look. Like all of our lily pads, I'll have to post a picture in our group after this call, but our lily pads are the most they've ever been in our pond. So stay tuned for that in our Facebook group. But I wanted to just talk about how inspired I am every morning. This morning was so impactful. Who's getting on the morning motivation calls with the Forever Pak team? Yeah. So a lot of you. So aren't you guys just so filled up in the morning? This morning was just so good. And I love how Lenny did his call basically really from his phone and notes that Dave MacArthur emailed him, because Dave usually opens the call on Mondays, but he's traveling. And even though Dave MacArthur has made $10 million in isogenics, he's still traveling. He's still sharing. He's still getting belly to belly with people and sharing the incredible science technology behind truly the #1 leading product, in my opinion, of anti-aging there ever was and really ever will be. So I had the privilege this weekend to hang out with my mom on Grandparents' Day. And, you know, for mid-60s, you guys, every grandparent, every parent should be on ISA-G, right? That's not ISA-Grandma, even though she is one. That's not ISA-Gratitude, although that is the key in personal growth work to do every single morning, right? And night and daily. But it's the ISA-Genesis. And I know that Lenny even shared this morning that he's taking 4, like 3 times a day. And he's looking better and better. I've known this guy for over a decade. Better and better as the years go on. I see that all the time when we go to celebration or New Year kickoff. Everybody looks younger and happier than the year before. And the year before, they looked so good. So thank you guys again for being on. I wanted to just make sure everybody's aware that use the chat box this evening for any questions or wins. And so now I have the privilege to introduce my mom, the grandparent to my 3 daughters, and my nieces and nephews as well. But she is a 8-star platinum and a 6-star crystal executive. That means she has made a lot of, platinum. She's made a lot of money. She's actually maxed out the compensation plan, and she's created 6 personally enrolled crystal executives in the over a decade that she's been doing this. So I have the privilege to introduce the amazing Kathy Hellwig.
Thank you, Bree. That was really a great introduction. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you for being my hero and my mom.
I think you're a little partial. All right. Well, welcome everybody. And gosh, there's so much going on in the company. Last week was such a big week. Salted caramel seasonal isolene shake was made available to us again, but I'm telling you, it's going to run out quick. But it is still available. So if you missed out on ordering yours, or you did order it and you decided it's your absolute favorite, you better order some more before it runs out. And last week was also our free shipping week with new enrollments at $150 or more. And man, the company records keep getting broken as these new promotions, and sometimes they're just a week long, but man, it just changes everything in the week. We want to be taking huge advantage of these promotions. So what I did was I set an intention to enroll 5 new people last week. So let me tell you how powerful intention is. I really didn't know where those 5 people were going to come from when I set that intention. But I knew I had created a pipeline of people that I continue to follow up with, and some of them for months, some of them for years. And so as I was following up with people, sending text messages, making phone calls, out of nowhere, I had people contacting me. I mean, it was astonishing. It was almost comical. I'd hang up the phone and have a screech of gratitude. And my phone or my text would come in again, So one was somebody I had talked to nearly a year ago, and they texted me and said, okay, I'm ready now. I had another one was somebody I had previously enrolled who was ready to get back in the program. Another was a couple who were referred to me by somebody who's no longer ordering product. Go figure. But she was referring people to me. Another was a referral from a friend of mine at church. So, they came from everywhere. I also received a hot lead from corporate. Now, by the way, when you're paid as executive and you're a 6-figure earner, you get put into a queue in the company of all the other leaders who are qualified for that to receive retail orders and leads from the company. Did you guys know that? It's a pretty cool perk. I get lots of retail orders, but really only a very few number of really hot leads. And so I was really excited about that. So there were people, just contacting me right and left. Now, I didn't get the 5 enrollments. I got 3. But I know I'm going to have at least 2 this week and probably more. So I just want you guys to really understand, when you set an intention for how many enrollments you want for the week, just by setting the intention and getting into that intentional action, you'll be surprised at what happens, because you put it out there and it's going to start coming back to you with inquiries and people showing up in your path. Somebody popping into your head who you hadn't thought about before. But you know what? That's an indication that person is probably praying for an answer, whether it's for their health or their finances. So you want to take advantage of that. When somebody pops into your head, pick up the phone or text them and say, hey, just been thinking about you. But, let's get together, or tell me what's the latest, You just want to always be on the lookout and have that intention. So it's really powerful. So I wanted to talk to you about the Bring the Party promotion that's been going on for a couple of months, but it actually ends on Sunday. So that's why I really wanted to bring it home. So this is where you can schedule an event, whether it's a home presentation, a sip and sample, or a Wellness Wednesday. And you can schedule the event anytime between now and the end of December. But when you create your event, and you want to do that this week, then you'll be able to send an email to complete a survey. You'll receive 5 free membership codes. That's 5. You have 5 guests in your home and you have free membership codes, they all win, right? But in addition, the company gives you a $50 coupon towards product that you can use towards your event, towards product that you want to use at your event, or just use it for your own product. You maybe already have that product to use for your event. But, the company is so generous. They're giving that to us in this promotion. So I scheduled one for September 17th, that's next week, and I called it a Tacos, Telomeres, and Team Freedom. I'm sorry, time freedom. And I stole the name from somebody else in the Forever Pak Club, but I love the name of it, and it's on a Tuesday. So tacos, telomeres, and time freedom. I'm really excited to receive my codes. I'm still waiting for them to come, and that coupon. So what you want to do, if you want to create an event, is log into your back office, select in the tabs at the top, contests and promotions. Then you want to select register to bring the party. So you'll have to scroll down to find that, but all the promotions are in little boxes, and you find register to bring the party. It'll give you all the details to follow, and be sure to read all those instructions, because I kind of missed one itty bitty detail and had to go back and do it right. So be sure and read those instructions. Now, in order to receive the free membership codes and the $50 coupon, you must register your event this week, okay, by Sunday. So create an event, make it, soon, at least in the next month. You don't want to wait till later, because here's what happens when you have an event and you have guests and those guests enroll. Many times those guests decide they want to have an event right away to invite their friends. That's what happens with Dave MacArthur's events. They always result in guests signing up and wanting to book the next event for their friends. That's why he's so busy. That's why he's doing events all the time. So you want to take advantage of that. Who's going to have an event? Yay! Way to go. All right. Anybody have any questions about that before I move on?
I just love this because I just love how we get to play with Isagenix. They get it, They're giving us 5 free codes for free enrollment that we can use is it just next month? I'm sorry. When did they expire?
The codes are good for 60 days.
Okay. So they're giving us an extra, so they're giving us 2 months to use these codes. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a no-brainer, right? It's just there are no excuses. There's just now reasons to make a flyer, and I've got a good 20 people on my street. It's a long street, So, and the reason that I'm doing it now is because of the free codes, right? So I love it.
Awesome.
Isagenix, they are smart. I don't think they've ever done this before.
They haven't.
Okay.
Never seen this. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was, let's see. Let's talk about the Forever Pak movement. Now, the movement is real. I'm telling you guys, if you're missing the boat and not part of this movement, then I feel sorry for you because there's so much available to you, so much opportunity. And, Isagenesis, as Bree was talking about earlier, it is the most significant formulation that John Anderson has created. And he's done over 2,500 different formulations. And the results that we're seeing from the Forever Pak are phenomenal. Not just weight loss, more energy, less pain. I mean, we're hearing about really incredible results from this. And watch Dave MacArthur's Monday night calls as much as you can, and bring those prospects of yours onto that call, because they're going to hear more testimonies about it. Now, a mantra that I heard this morning is one that I'm adapting. And it is, armed with the truth, I cannot be stopped. I love that. Armed with the truth, I cannot be stopped. So how do you get armed with the truth? By being plugged in, for sure. You want to plug into the morning mindset calls like Bree was talking about. They're at 8:30 Pacific. You want to be on the Thursday 7-step call, and that's at 7:30 Pacific. You want to be on Dave MacArthur's Monday night call, which is right after this call. And in fact, I'll post a link to that call in case you guys don't have it. You want to be working with your team. You want to have regularly scheduled calls where you're supporting one another. Team is so important. That's what's so beautiful about this company and the compensation plan. There's no competition because we all work together as a team and we all benefit from each other when you're working with your financially linked team. So, if somebody, you don't have to feel like there's competition at all because we all benefit, right? So that's how you'll be armed with the truth, is by staying plugged in, right?
Yeah.
Anybody have any comments? I don't want to get ahead.
Daria had a question. Are you able to ask it in the chat, Daria? I just wanted to share, piggyback off of that, and I've heard this before. You guys, this is really easy to do, and it's really easy not to do. We hear in Isagenix, and we've seen the people that are making a huge impact and their bank accounts are hugely impacted because of it. They're doing the things that they don't necessarily want to do over and over again, but because it's repetitive, but they see the vision and they want to free people from physical and financial pain. They do it over and over and over again, and they fail forward. They know that failure is in the process. Failure is absolutely going to be in the process. It's never going to be perfect. Even the big people like Dave MacArthur is still failing forward. And it's just awesome, I just love how God has our back. The universe has our back. Whatever you want to call your higher power has our back when we are moving forward. The slow and steady never wins the race. It's never gains momentum. It's always speed. So it's like a Band-Aid, right? You better just rip it off and get it over with, because you're still going to feel the pain no matter if you go slow or fast. But I'm telling you, you'll feel a lot more pain if you go slow. And there's a lot of people on this call that are new, so welcome. And the thing that about being new is so awesome, because you're gonna have ahas all the time because you're staying plugged in, because you're personally growing. You won't grow in this company if you aren't developing yourself first. That is first and foremost, because this is the most powerful thing that we have. Once you believe it in here, nothing is stopping you. You're unstoppable. So I love it. And there's something that I just recently heard on a call, that if you're 35 and not financially free, you guys, I'm 37, by the way. I know I don't look it, but I am. And I'm not financially free yet. However, let me finish this. It's probably because you bought into the fact that you got to go to school and get in debt right out of the gates and work for somebody else to get rich for the next 40 years. Well, the cool thing is that everybody on this call knows that that was a lie that we bought in, that we all have believed at one point or another, but now we're awakened and we now know that it's not about that. It's all about us and our efforts. It's all about us being the leader. It's all about us being the CEO of our lives, right? So, and there's lots of responsibility that comes with that. I just posted on my Burn with Bree page, with much whom is given, much is required. We all know the secret. So now it does require us to share it. So it's not a secret anymore, and free people. It's beautiful though, when you've got people saying thank you and calling you up and saying thank you. You've absolutely changed my life. I feel so good. I'm sleeping better. I lost another 2 inches on my waist. I lost another 4 pounds. I feel so alive. Thank you. It's so worth it. So I had to share that. And this is the movement inside the movement. I love how the Freedom Pack, like you were saying, Mom, is inside of Isagenix, and it's a movement right now. And it's also inside of that is us personally growing and moving. And that's the move. Like, we're the movement. I'm a movement because I'm personally growing every day. I'm doing the scary. I'm reaching out. I'm asking people the magic question, right? Here's the magic question. Are you open to looking at something that can truly enhance the quality of your life? right?
She's a mini me. That's great.
So I'll shut up now, and you can talk more, Mom.
Well, Daria, I wanted to answer her question. Daria, you asked about the Eventbrite, or I think they call it an Evite. Mm-hmm. So when you register your event, the company asks you to create an Evite, right? I think it's an Evite.
Do I get to talk, or am I nodding?
Well,
I follow directions
your
well.
question is, what can you do with that? So first of all, what happens is it gets posted in the company, what's it called? isagenixevents.com under associate events. And so everybody in the company can see it. So who knows, you may have people showing up at your door, right?
I did that. And there was a thing where it said put an image, but I couldn't get my invite, the actual invite flyer that I put together. I couldn't figure out how to get it onto that site. So if anyone looked at my party, it's not very exciting. It's just words with a picture of the telomere aging woman. So I'll have to ask Amy. I'm seeing Amy on Thursday. I'm flying to California and spending 2 weeks.
I had to do a little bit of cut and paste to make my image fit. So
but did your whole invitation to your party show up?
You don't want the whole invitation to be in the image.
Okay, then I just did an image.
The title of it. You just want the title of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good question. All right. So I've got one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that is the Forever Welcome Call. So there's a 7-step system that Dave MacArthur created. Systems are awesome because they're proven. If you follow the system, you will have success. You can't not have success. And one huge piece of this system that I feel like a lot of people are letting fall through the cracks is the welcome call. And I've been doing welcome calls with Amy and with Lynn over the past week, and I'm more convinced than ever that they're a must because of the kind of results that we got with those calls. And, you know, I listened to Lenny Evans' training and Angel Whitmire's training on how to do the welcome call. And so I've really got it dialed in, and customers are coming away from these calls with more belief and knowledge in 2 areas: how they can achieve their best results and how they can eat for free. So, you know, sometimes people need to hear it more than once, how they can eat for free. They probably heard it from their personal sponsor, but just to have another person share that with them again, it will sink in and click for them. So that's what the welcome call does. It sets them up for success. And it leverages the Crystal Consultant bonus. That bonus, $150 instead of $50 that it normally is, when they become an associate and they enroll 2 people within the next 30 days, their bonus for doing that is $150, not $50. And so just by enrolling 2 people with a Forever Pak, they've earned $170. Now, how much was that Forever Pak? How much did that cost them? $164, right? So they had more than paid for their first pack. And so they're eating for free. And so we want to make that happen for them. Make it, you know, we're cheating them if we're not telling them what's available to them. So we want to do more of that, and we can do that with the welcome call. So who wants to know how to do a welcome call? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, here's how you find out. You schedule one between your customer and your mentor. That'll be your first exposure to this new dialed-in welcome call. And then you'll learn how to do it as well. We've created a really nice outline for it. It's, you know, you can't fail at doing a welcome call once you learn how to do it. So that's what I've got for that. We've got just a few more minutes. Does anybody have any questions or want to share a win? Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I answered some in the chat, but Stephanie is asking, what about director and executive? Stephanie, are you wanting to know, Crystal, so when that extends till, or Mom, do you want to answer that?
That goes till some date in December. They extended it.
Both of them?
For both the
For director and sorry, I skipped manager. Any of them, all of them. So manager,
okay,
director.
so I asked the question one more time because I didn't see it in the chat.
Yeah. Have they, or how long is the Crystal available for manager, director, and executive? What are the dates? Is that all till January?
So no, everybody has their dates depending on when they became an associate.
Right.
So everybody's date is different. Okay.
Okay.
If you have not reached those dates of because they're your own dates, then you kind of miss the boat. But here's a little secret. New Year kickoff, and that's in January, usually has some sort of a Crystal Executive Reset promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not promising that's going to happen because they change things all the time, but they want to keep us on our toes. But that's a possibility. But if you're still within your deadlines for reaching those goals, go for it. Go for it. So now I just posted a link for Dave's call, which is immediately following this call in about 3 minutes. So
let's just
copy and paste that.
Let's just recap. You've got 30 days from enrollment to be a Crystal consultant.
Yes.
Got 60 days to be a Crystal.
Not from enrollment, from becoming an associate.
From becoming an associate, toggling it on in your back office, because everybody comes in as a customer.
Right.
Okay. And then you've got 60 days for Crystal Manager.
Yes.
Then
that's within that first 30, from the time you become an associate. You have 60 days. Okay.
And then it's 3 months, 90 days from director.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember 30, 60, 90, and then 6 months for Crystal Executive.
Yes.
Which is 5 personally enrolled on the right that become a consultant and 5 on your left team. We've got only 2 teams that we got to build in this generous compensation plan.
Yep. All right. Any other questions?
I just want to say that I put it in the chat. Very, very powerful, the welcome call. You guys, even if you have team members that have been on the products or maybe even off and on for the past 2 years, get them on a welcome call. It's never too late, especially if they're still a personally enrolled or a preferred customer, right? And they never became an associate. You could do this with everybody. And how fun is it to see all the A's in your personally enrolled back office instead of preferred customer? That's how you can gauge it. So if you've been in this for a while, go back, start scheduling those calls, because I'm telling you, you will only learn it when you're doing it.
So let me tell you a story. When I first started in Isagenix, I was a complete no to the business. I was like, don't talk to me about it. But about 6 months into it, the light went on. The timing was right for me. And that's when I got a call from my sponsor and her mentor. And that was the call that changed everything. Now I had to have a couple more calls to really be locked into the whole idea, but I was open to listening. And so timing is everything. You don't know if the person that you enrolled 9 months ago, 6 months ago, that at the time they just were a complete no, you don't know what their circumstances are now. You don't know how their belief level has changed because their passion for the products. That was what it was for me. I just loved the products and what it did for me, and I was willing to start sharing with people. So don't be afraid to go back to those people that have been on the program but never taken a move to share it, because it could change everything. They could become your golden ship
There's so many stories like that, and even the top 10 in the company fell accidentally into this business. So like I shared with Ariana in the chat, you guys got this. No one will find out unless we share it with them. And that's because somebody took the time to share it with my mom, even though she said no like 5-6 times. I remember that distinctively. And she was getting paid because friends and family were noticing, but she wanted nothing to do with the business, and she was getting paid. Right? So reach out, even to the people who kind of sort of wanted to do it before. Get a hard no or an exciting yes. Yeah. So go for it. All right.
Yep.
It's time to hop on that other call.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for joining. Have an awesome week. Have an intention. What are you going to accomplish by the end of the week? I love you guys. Good night.
Bye. Awesome. Bye.